Imagine for a moment your life unfolding in front of your eyes, each second ticking away like grains of sand slipping through your fingers. You wake up every morning, time stretching out before you like an open road, endless and full of possibilities. But ask yourself, how many of those minutes do you truly seize? How many of those moments are lost, like forgotten dreams in the rush of the day? This is not a speech about time management. It's about something far more profound, the realization that time once spent can never be returned. It's about the realization that the most precious resource you have is slipping away as we speak. Time is your life. The choice to waste it is a choice to waste your life, and yet we do it every single day. We squander hours in distractions, in excuses, in hesitation. We watch time slip by without realizing its value until it's too late. Now, let me ask you, what would you do if you knew that the clock was ticking and you had just 10 minutes left to change your entire life? 10 minutes is all it takes to understand that the most powerful action you can take in life is not to wait for a better time, not to wish for a different circumstance, but to wake up right now, to decide in this moment to stop wasting time. Let's face it, the average person spends more time planning what to eat for lunch than planning what they want their life to look like. We fill our days with activities that don't move us closer to our goals. Why? Because it's easy. Because it's comfortable. Because we've become creatures of habit, and those habits are built on procrastination, on the easy route, on avoiding the discomfort of growth. But imagine, just for a moment, what it would look like to truly value time. To approach every minute with the awareness that each second is an opportunity to learn, to grow, to act, to live fully. The difference between successful people and those who are left behind is not some grand stroke of luck or the right place at the right time. It's the way they use their time. Think about the most valuable thing in your life right now, the one thing you can't get more of, no matter how hard you try. It's not money, not even health or love. It's time. Time is the one thing that, once it's gone, can never be reclaimed. You can lose money and earn it back. You can fall ill, recover, and grow stronger. But time? Time is relentless and it waits for no one. Every day you wake up with 40 minutes at your disposal. That's 24 hours in a day. Each minute a tiny opportunity to do something meaningful, something impactful. But how often do you take a moment to realize the incredible power you hold within that time? How often do you treat those minutes with the respect they deserve? More often than not, we squander them. We spend time on distractions, on tasks that don't matter, on routines that lead nowhere. And as those minutes slip away, so do the chances to change, to grow, and to achieve what we've always dreamed of. You may think that you have plenty of time. After all, you're young, or you're still in the early stages of your career, or there's always tomorrow to begin. But time doesn't operate on a schedule that suits you. Time is indifferent. It doesn't care if you feel ready or if you think there will be a better moment. It simply moves forward. It doesn't slow down. It doesn't give you second chances. It's just gone. Each day that passes is an opportunity lost. The minutes you waste today are minutes you will never see again. They're gone, slipping through your fingers like sand. And while you might not notice it in the moment, over time, these small, seemingly insignificant moments add up to a life that's passed without purpose, without direction. They become the years you'll wish you could get back. They become the moments you'll look back on with regret. Ask yourself, how much of your day is truly spent on what matters? How much of your time is consumed by tasks, conversations, and activities that don't bring you closer to your goals, your dreams, or your purpose? It's easy to fall into the trap of comfort, to tell ourselves that we'll get to it later, that there will be more time down the road. But the truth is, later never comes. How much time do you waste waiting for the right time to start? How many opportunities have you passed by because you were too busy thinking about how hard it might be or how uncertain the future felt? We get caught in the idea that success is something that will happen in the distant future, but the reality is that it's happening now, in this very moment. Success doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who use their time wisely, who make every minute count towards something meaningful. Every action you take, or don't take, shapes the direction of your life. Time spent in indecision and hesitation is time wasted. Every moment you spend waiting for the perfect circumstances, The perfect plan, or the perfect mood, is time you'll never get back. And when you finally realize that time has passed, you may find yourself with nothing to show for it but the accumulation of wasted days. But this isn't a call for despair. It's a call for action. Right now, in this very moment, you have the power to make a decision, to decide that your time matters, that you won't continue to let it slip by unnoticed. The power to change your life doesn't lie in some distant future or in some grand event. It lies in the way you use your time right now. Think of the impact you could make if you dedicated just a few of those minutes each day towards something that moves you closer to your goals. What if, instead of scrolling endlessly through social media or watching hours of television, you took just 30 minutes to read, to learn, to grow? What if you spent an hour each day working on a project, practicing a skill, or reaching out to someone who could help you on your journey? The difference between a successful person and someone who is stuck, who is going nowhere, is not necessarily talent, not necessarily luck. It's the way they use their time. You have the ability to reshape your life starting right now. You have the power to stop wasting time and begin using each moment as an opportunity to build something worthwhile. But this requires a shift in perspective. You must begin to see time for what it truly is, a gift. And with that gift, you must be intentional, focused, and relentless in your pursuit of what matters most to you. Time once wasted can never be regained. It's a lesson we all learn, often too late, but it doesn't have to be that way. Right now, you have the chance to break free from the habits that have kept you stuck in a cycle of wasted time. You have the ability to seize your days, to turn every minute into a stepping stone toward the life you want to live. It all starts with the realization that your time is too valuable to waste. And with that realization, the power to make a change, to act, to grow. It's time to take control of your life, 1 minute at a time. Think of the most successful people you know, whether they're entrepreneurs, athletes, artists, or anyone who has achieved something truly remarkable. What sets them apart from the average person? It's not necessarily a rare talent or an extraordinary gift from birth. It's not luck, nor is it some secret formula that they alone possess. The difference lies in how they use their time, in how they decide to spend their most valuable resource. There's a powerful truth that most of us overlook. Success is not a matter of chance, but a matter of choice. It's a series of deliberate decisions that build on each other day after day, week after week, and year after year. While others waste their days on distractions and passively let life unfold, successful people take charge of their time. They approach each day with intention, with purpose, and with a clear understanding that time spent doing nothing is a step backward, not forward. What's fascinating is that these successful individuals don't always appear to be doing something extraordinary. In fact, much of their success is built on simple, consistent actions. They don't wait for the perfect moment to act, they simply act. They don't wait for motivation to strike, they create their own motivation. They don't wait for external conditions to align with their dreams. They create the conditions that will lead them to success. The truth is, most people spend their time as if it's unlimited, as if they can always make up for lost time. They push off their dreams and desires, telling themselves that tomorrow will be better, that the right moment is just around the corner. But tomorrow never comes. Time doesn't work that way. It doesn't wait for you to be ready. Every minute that slips away is a minute that can never be recovered, no matter how much you wish it could be. And yet, in the face of this undeniable reality, many people live their lives as if time were their servant, always there when they need it, always waiting for them to take action. They delay, they procrastinate, and they waste time in ways they may not even realize. They let their dreams sit on the shelf, thinking there's always more time to chase them down. But the truth is that each passing day is a choice to either move forward or remain stuck. Time doesn't care about your excuses, your hesitations, or your fear. It simply moves on, leaving you behind if you don't take the reins. So how can you stop wasting time? It starts with a shift in your mindset. Instead of waiting for everything to be perfect, you must take action now. You must start where you are with what you have. The best time to begin is not tomorrow, not next week, and certainly not after a specific event takes place. The best time to begin is now, in this very moment. If you continue to wait for the right time, you'll never begin. If you wait for the right conditions, you'll end up doing nothing at all. Think about the opportunities you've missed simply because you didn't take action. How many times have you told yourself, "I'll get to it later," or "I'm not ready yet"? How many times have you passed up an opportunity simply because you thought there would be more time to do it later? When we wait for perfect conditions, we let fear, doubt, and uncertainty hold us back. But if we take action in spite of these feelings, we push through the discomfort and move closer to our goals. Now, consider the effect that small, consistent actions can have over time. If you spend just 1 hour a day learning something new, in 1 year, you will have dedicated 365 hours to expanding your knowledge. In 5 years, you'll have spent 180-25 hours learning, growing, and developing your skills. Imagine what that can do for your personal and professional life. These seemingly small investments of time add up, compounding over the months and years, creating a massive difference in your life. And here's the key. It's not about trying to do everything at once. You don't need to completely overhaul your life overnight. The secret to success is small, consistent actions done over time. You don't need to have everything figured out right now. You don't need to wait until you have all the answers or a perfect plan. Start where you are and keep moving forward. The more time you waste wondering what to do or how to do it, the more time you waste actually taking action. Most people fail because they give up too soon. They start something, and when they don't see immediate results, they quit. But success isn't about immediate gratification. It's about perseverance. It's about showing up every day, even when the results aren't visible, even when the road ahead seems uncertain. The successful person keeps going, knowing that every day they spend taking action is one step closer to their goal. In the end, the difference between those who achieve their dreams and those who don't lies in the way they use their time. Those who succeed don't waste their days on trivial matters. They don't allow distractions to derail them. They prioritize what matters and they act with purpose. It's time for you to make that same decision. Time is ticking, and every second you waste is a moment you'll never get back. You have the power to make the most of every minute, to turn your dreams into reality, to build the life you've always wanted. But it begins with one simple choice. Stop wasting time and start using it wisely. Imagine you're standing at the edge of a vast ocean, the water stretching out endlessly before you. Each wave represents a moment of your life, a fleeting second that's here and gone in the blink of an eye. The tide rolls in and out, and with each passing wave, you have the chance to make a decision. To either stand still and let the ocean pass you by, or to dive in, to take action, to use the water, the waves, to your advantage. The choice is yours. Yet, most people stand on the shore unsure, afraid, hesitant to dive in. Why? Because they believe that there will always be a better time, a moment when the water will feel warmer or calmer. They wait for the perfect conditions. But those conditions never come. This is how many people approach life. They wait for the stars to align, for the ideal moment when everything will fall into place. They wait until they're fully prepared, until they've studied enough, learned enough, or gained enough experience. They wait for the right time to take action. The truth is, this right time is nothing more than an illusion. The perfect moment is a myth. The reality is that the right time to take action is now, in this moment, regardless of whether the conditions are perfect or not. Think about it. When we wait for the right time, we often miss out on the opportunities right in front of us. We miss the small windows of chance that could lead to something great. We tell ourselves that we'll start tomorrow, next week, or when things are more settled. But every day we wait is a day that slips by, never to return. Time is the one resource that once spent can never be regained. And yet, we often treat it as though we have an infinite supply of it. We waste time waiting for conditions that may never arrive. We hold off on pursuing our dreams because we think we need to be more ready, more equipped, more certain. But readiness isn't a state of perfection. It's a state of action. The truth is, the longer we wait for the right moment, the harder it becomes to take that first step. Procrastination becomes a habit, and each day of hesitation builds on the next. Soon, we find ourselves caught in a cycle of inaction, telling ourselves that tomorrow will be the day we begin, but that day never comes. In the meantime, time keeps moving forward, leaving us behind. What we fail to realize is that waiting for the right conditions isn't just a passive activity. It's an active decision to delay our future. Each day we wait is a day we give up control. We allow fear, doubt, and uncertainty to dictate our actions, instead of taking charge of our lives and making the most of the opportunities we have right now. You see, success is not about waiting for everything to be perfect. It's about making the decision to move forward, even when conditions aren't ideal. It's about understanding that the power to create change is within you, not in the world around you. Imagine if every time you hesitated, you thought of it as a missed opportunity, a moment you could have seized, a step you could have taken toward the life you want. How many moments have you lost to hesitation? How many times have you stood on the sidelines, waiting for the perfect moment to dive in, only to watch others take the plunge and begin creating the lives they want? The truth is, no one is ever fully ready. No one ever has all the answers. Success is not about waiting for everything to be perfect before you begin. It's about starting right where you are, with what you have. It's about taking action, learning along the way, and adjusting as you go. It's about understanding that the journey toward your goals begins with the decision to take that first step, even when the path ahead is unclear. Think about the great achievements in history, the inventions, the discoveries, the masterpieces. Do you think they were created by people who waited for the perfect moment to act? No. They were created by people who dared to take risks, who faced uncertainty and discomfort head-on, who made the choice to act even when they didn't have all the answers. They started and they learned, and they kept going, no matter how many obstacles they faced along the way. And so must you. You don't have to have everything figured out to begin. You don't need a step-by-step guide or a perfect plan. All you need is the willingness to start, to take action in the face of uncertainty, to move forward even when the road is unclear. Each step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goals. Each decision to act, to move, to make the most of the time you have, is a step away from the cycle of waiting and procrastination. Success doesn't come to those who wait for the right conditions. It comes to those who create the conditions by taking action. And those actions, though they may seem small or insignificant in the moment, add up over time, compounding to create extraordinary results. So stop waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, the perfect conditions. Start now. The world will never be ready for your greatness unless you decide to make it so. Every day you wait is a day you're not living up to your potential. But every day you take action is a day you're moving closer to the life you've always dreamed of. The only question that remains is, what will you do with your time today? Every single day we face the powerful force of inertia, the natural tendency to do nothing, to stay where we are, to remain in our comfort zones. It's easy, it's familiar, and it feels safe. It's the place we retreat to when we feel overwhelmed, uncertain, or afraid of failure. We get used to the way things are, even if they're not exactly where we want to be. We settle into routines, believing that change is too difficult, that it's too risky, that it's too much work. But in doing so, we miss out on the true potential for growth and success that lies just outside the comfort zone. What if I told you that the very moment you decide to push past that inertia, to make that first step outside of your comfortable little world, is when everything begins to shift? What if the only thing holding you back from achieving the life you want is the comfort you've built around yourself? The longer we remain comfortable, the harder it becomes to make a change. But what if that discomfort, the very thing we avoid, is the key to unlocking everything we desire? We're all creatures of habit. We get used to certain ways of thinking, acting, and living. We wake up at the same time, go through the same motions, interact with the same people, and find ourselves caught in cycles that feel unbreakable. It feels normal, and we convince ourselves that it's just the way life works. But in reality, it's not normal. It's not the way life should be. Life is meant to be dynamic, evolving, and full of possibilities. But to access that life, we have to break free from the comfort that keeps us locked in place. It's easy to say, "I'll start tomorrow," or "I'll wait until things are less hectic." But that's the trap. Waiting for the right time, or the perfect conditions, only leads to one thing: more waiting. The perfect moment doesn't exist. Life doesn't slow down and wait for us to be ready. If we continue to wait for the right time, we'll end up waiting forever. Time moves forward, and every second we delay is a second we'll never get back. The moment to take action is now, not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. Think about the dreams you've put on hold, the goals you've pushed aside because you told yourself you weren't ready. How many times have you told yourself, "I'll work on it later," only to see time slip away? How many opportunities have you missed because you were too comfortable in your current situation? The truth is that comfort can be the enemy of progress. It lulls us into a state of complacency, making us believe that where we are is good enough. But deep down, we know it isn't. We know there's more to life, more to achieve, more to give. But until we break out of that comfort zone, we'll never reach our full potential. Comfort doesn't push us to grow. It doesn't challenge us to be better. It doesn't inspire us to act. And if we want to experience true success, success that's not just measured by money, but by fulfillment, by purpose, by impact, we have to be willing to step outside of our comfort zone. Success is on the other side of fear, on the other side of discomfort, on the other side of that little voice that says, "You're not ready, not good enough, not worthy." That voice is the comfort zone trying to keep you right where you are. But if you listen to it, you'll be stuck forever. The truth is, growth happens in the spaces where we are uncomfortable. It's in those moments of challenge, of fear, of uncertainty that we discover who we really are. It's when we push through the discomfort and take that leap of faith, even though we don't have all the answers, that we begin to grow. And with growth comes opportunity. Opportunity to achieve more, to experience more, to become more. But growth doesn't happen by accident. It happens when you make a conscious decision to step outside of the familiar. It happens when you push yourself to do something you've never done before, even if it scares you. It happens when you stop waiting for the perfect moment and start making the most of the moment you have. Think about the person you want to become, the life you want to live. The person you dream of being isn't the person who stays comfortable, who plays it safe, who waits for things to fall into place. The person you dream of being is the one who takes risks, who steps into the unknown, who embraces discomfort as a sign of growth. The person you dream of being is the one who sees fear not as a roadblock, but as a sign that they're on the right path. The next time you feel that pull to stay comfortable, to delay, to procrastinate, remember that your growth is on the other side of that feeling. Your success is on the other side of that fear. The life you want is waiting for you, but it requires you to take that first step, to move forward even when it's difficult, to embrace discomfort as a signal that you're moving in the right direction. Comfort will always be there, trying to pull you back in. But if you want to truly live, if you want to experience life at its fullest, you must make the decision to break free. You must choose discomfort, choose growth, choose the unknown. That's where the magic happens. That's where success begins. And it all starts with the courage to leave behind the comfort that's holding you back from the life you were meant to live. We often hear people say, "I'll start tomorrow," or "I'm just waiting for the right time to take action." We've all said it, haven't we? The idea that someday, when the conditions are just perfect, when we've read enough books, taken enough courses, or gathered enough information, that we'll finally be ready to start. The truth, however, is that this perfect moment is an illusion. There is no magical moment when everything aligns perfectly. The perfect conditions don't exist, and waiting for them only leads to one thing: more waiting. The reality is that most of us spend an overwhelming amount of time preparing to act, but never actually take the necessary steps to bring our plans to fruition. We get caught up in the process of preparing, thinking that more knowledge, more experience, or more time is what we need. We delay action, waiting for something external to change, for some sign that we're ready to move forward. But the truth is, readiness isn't something that's given to you. It's something you create. The act of preparing should never be confused with the act of doing. Preparation is important, but without action, preparation is just a form of procrastination. Think about the things you've been putting off, the goals you've been telling yourself you'll start on next week, the dreams you've been waiting to chase. When things settle down, how long have you been waiting for the right time? How much time have you already spent waiting for a moment that will never come? It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that we need to gather more information, wait for the stars to align, or wait for external circumstances to change. But the truth is, action precedes everything. You don't have to wait for everything to be perfect to get started. You don't have to know exactly what the future holds, and you don't have to have all the answers. The key to success is simply to start. It's that simple. Start now with what you have where you are. The most successful people are not necessarily the ones who wait for everything to be perfect. They are the ones who take action, even when the path ahead is unclear, even when the future is uncertain. They know that the first step is always the hardest, but it's also the most important. The first step leads to the second, and the second to the third, and before you know it, you are building momentum, moving forward, learning along the way. The key is not to wait for the conditions to be perfect, but to create your own momentum through the act of doing. Think of the greatest accomplishments in history. Do you think they were all achieved in perfect conditions, with flawless planning and execution? Absolutely not. They were achieved by people who took action when the time was far from perfect. They took the first step before they had all the answers, and then they figured out the rest as they went along. They didn't wait for things to be easy. They made things happen despite the challenges, and they succeeded because of it. You might feel afraid to take that first step because of the uncertainty that comes with it. It's natural. But the truth is that uncertainty is a sign that you're on the right path. The most rewarding experiences in life are the ones that challenge us, that push us beyond our comfort zones, that force us to grow. And growth only happens through action. Action leads to experience, and experience leads to the wisdom needed to navigate the next step. Waiting for the perfect moment is an excuse. It's a way of avoiding the discomfort that comes with starting something new, with stepping into the unknown. But the longer you wait, the more you rob yourself of the opportunity to grow, to learn, to achieve. Every day that you put off taking action is another day spent standing still. And while you stand still, time moves forward, and the life you could have lived continues to slip further away. There is power in taking immediate action, in choosing to move forward even when you don't have everything figured out. The sooner you begin, the sooner you start to build momentum. Each small action you take builds on the next, and before you know it, you're well on your way to achieving your goals. Momentum is a powerful force. It takes effort to get started, but once you're moving, the path becomes clearer, and the steps easier to take. The key to success is not found in waiting for the perfect conditions. It's found in the courage to act, to take that first step. The first step is always the hardest, but it's the one that leads you to the next step, and then the next, and the next. Each step brings you closer to your goal, and each step makes you stronger, more capable, more confident. The more steps you take, the easier it becomes to keep going. So, ask yourself, what are you waiting for? Why are you holding back from taking action? The perfect moment will never come. The best time to start is now. Take that first step, even if you don't know exactly where it will lead. Trust that the act of moving forward will reveal the next steps, and that with every action, you'll be one step closer to achieving your dreams. Don't wait for the conditions to be perfect. Create your own momentum by taking action, and let the journey unfold as you go. Time is the one resource you can never get back, so stop waiting. Take action now, and let the momentum carry you to places you've never dreamed possible. Time, as we know, is the most finite resource we have. Each day, we're given a fresh opportunity to do something meaningful, to move closer to our dreams, to shape our future. But as the days roll on, it's easy to lose track of how we're spending our time. We go through the motions, telling ourselves that we'll start tomorrow, that we'll catch up later, that there's always time down the road. And yet, each moment we allow to pass without taking action is a moment we'll never get back. Once gone, it's gone forever. It's all too easy to fall into a rhythm of living on autopilot, of letting the hours slip by in pursuit of distractions, comforts, or tasks that don't truly contribute to the life we want to build. But the truth is, time waits for no one. It doesn't care about our excuses, our delays, or our hesitation. It simply keeps moving, and with each passing second, we move further from the future we could have created. What will it take for us to realize that the time we have is precious, that it's not to be taken for granted? The average person spends a significant portion of their life doing things that don't move them closer to their goals, consumed by routines, habits, and distractions that fill the day but don't contribute to long-term success. Think about it. How much time do you spend scrolling through social media, watching television, or engaging in other mindless activities? How many hours are lost in the name of entertainment or fleeting pleasure, only to find yourself feeling empty, unfulfilled, or restless afterward? This is the trap of wasting time. It feels comfortable in the moment, but it leaves us with nothing but regret and the nagging thought that we've wasted the one resource we can never replenish. Imagine if we approached each day with the understanding that time is finite. If we truly realized that the moments we spend procrastinating, avoiding action, or wasting energy on things that don't matter are moments that take us further away from the life we truly desire. What if we could break free from the cycle of tomorrow and instead embrace the urgency of today? Every moment spent idly is a moment we'll never get back, but every moment spent working toward a goal, no matter how small the action, is a step closer to the life we envision. It starts with a shift in mindset. Instead of viewing time as something that will always be there, we must begin to see it as the precious commodity it truly is. Each minute is an opportunity to do something, something that moves us forward, something that makes a difference in our lives or in the lives of others. And while it's important to rest and recharge, we must be careful not to fall into the trap of using rest as an excuse for not taking action. There's a fine line between necessary rest and procrastination, between relaxation and avoidance. In order to truly make the most of our time, we must first understand that it's not just about what we're doing, but about how intentional we are in our actions. Are we spending our time on what matters most? Are we using our time to invest in ourselves, to grow, to learn, to move closer to the person we want to become? Or are we simply passing the hours without direction, without purpose? The key is intentionality, choosing to use your time with purpose, with focus, and with an understanding that every minute counts. It's easy to get distracted by the noise of the world, the constant pull of emails, notifications, news, and the pressure to stay connected at all times. But when we allow ourselves to be constantly distracted, we lose control of our time. We give away our most valuable resource without even realizing it. Every moment of focus you give to your goal, every minute spent working towards something important, adds up over time. The small steps you take now, the hours you put in, may not seem significant in the moment, but they compound, like interest in a bank account, growing over time to create something far bigger than you could have imagined. The challenge we face is not simply to work hard, but to work smart, prioritizing our time, eliminating distractions, and choosing to focus on what truly matters. It's not enough to simply be busy. We must ensure that we are busy doing the right things, the things that bring us closer to our goals and dreams. It's easy to confuse activity with progress, but being busy does not necessarily mean we're being productive. True productivity comes from doing the right things, not just doing more things. It's about being intentional with your time, investing it in areas that will yield the highest return, whether it's working on your skills, improving your health, or building the relationships that matter. Time, like any resource, must be managed. But managing time isn't about strict schedules or doing more in less time. It's about making conscious choices, about saying no to the things that don't serve your purpose, and yes to the things that move you closer to where you want to be. Time management is really about aligning your actions with your goals. It's about making decisions each day, big and small, that bring you closer to living a life of fulfillment, achievement, and purpose. The time is now. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for the right time. The truth is, there is no perfect moment, no ideal set of circumstances. All we have is right now, this moment, this minute. If we continue to wait, we'll continue to waste time. The time to act is always now, not in some distant future. Every second counts, and with each moment that passes, we move either closer to our dreams or further away from them. The choice is ours. Time is a gift, one that we can either squander or use wisely. Make today count, and start building the life you've always dreamed of, one intentional action at a time. As we stand here today, it's clear that time is the most powerful force we have at our disposal. It's the one resource that cannot be bought, borrowed, or reclaimed once it's gone. Each second that passes is an opportunity we can either seize or let slip away. The key to unlocking the life you've always dreamed of isn't in waiting for the right moment. It's in taking action now, no matter how small, no matter how uncertain. You have the power to choose how you spend each moment. Every decision, every action, no matter how minor it may seem, is shaping your future. You can't afford to wait for everything to fall into place. The perfect time will never come. The only time you have is now, and with that time, you have the ability to take control of your destiny. Remember, success doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who act with purpose, who refuse to let time slip away in fear or indecision. The most successful people aren't necessarily the smartest or the luckiest. They're the ones who took consistent, deliberate action, no matter how imperfect the path ahead seemed. They understood that every second spent procrastinating was a second they would never get back. The question now is simple. What will you do with your time? Will you continue to wait, to hesitate, to put off your dreams? Or will you decide today that you are ready to make every moment count? Time is not something to be taken lightly. It's the only thing you can truly control. The clock is ticking, and the life you want is waiting to be created. But that life won't appear until you decide to take action. Don't let the days pass by unnoticed. Make the choice now to invest your time in the things that matter, in the things that will move you forward toward the life you deserve. The time is now. Take it, use it, and watch how your life transforms as you stop waiting and start living. The power to change your life is in your hands, and it begins with how you choose to use your time today.